Hey guys, Lugiamasterbrony here from Team House of Eyes. I am joined with
Sexy Gamer 98. Nah, I'm kidding. It's sort up. It's Thunder. What up, boys?
How's it going, everyone? Dragon Master here.
Hey guys, it's Shadow Kite.
and today we're going to be giving our thoughts on the new ban list that came out. Now, I already made a video talking about the ban list a little bit, saying they went very aggressive, and today we're going to get everybody's thoughts on this ban list. So today we're going to start off with Orcas, Torpor, and here are my thoughts on this card. Alright, so this hurts the deck. It hurts it a lot, but Orcas are still going to be very much playable, even with Harp Horror gone. Honestly, I think a better hit would have been the field spell. So, honestly, Orcas Harp Horror is an okay ban, but there could have been a better ban. What are your thoughts, guys?
Alright, so what I think I could have seen happen with Orcas is, so I do admit that with Harp Horror being banned, is Orcas will have a bit more trouble getting their normal boards out. So what I think I could have seen getting hit instead, like you said, I could have seen the field spell getting banned. So the thing is, what I also want, like, what I would have seen is maybe Harp Horror still being banned, but also the field spell, in my personal opinion. So Thunder, what about you?
I mean, I'm reading up on the cards right now because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard of these cards. And honestly, Harp Horror sounds the effect, like, just by reading it, it can easily be negated. 100%. It can easily get negated.
True.
And it's like you guys said, by looking at the field spell seems more of an easier ban than it would have been for Harp Horror.
Yeah, I mean,
because
not allowing your opponent to play.
Like, because you're just gonna banish one card to get another Orcas monster out, and then not being able to special summon that all the rest of the turn except for dark monsters.
Yeah. Your turn, Jeff.
I mean, like,
Alright, Jeff,
it just seems too weird.
Yeah, I think it would have been better just to ban the field.
Yeah, ban Babel. Final thoughts. Orcas are still going to be a very good deck. Definitely not tier 0, but definitely 2.5.
Though.
Well, 1.5.
They'll be good. It's like what Dylan said. They'll be good. They just won't be tier 0 for a while now.
They weren't really ever tier 0. They were tier 1. But I think because of the ban, they'll be like tier 1.5 or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wouldn't have gone as far to call him tier 0.
Now, next card we're going to talk about, Sky Striker,
how would you guys...
Mobilize Engage.
Seriously, was that the next card?
Yeah. It's a search card. No, wait, that's not. Yeah.
If we're going in order, why didn't we go down to Thunder Dragon Colossus?
We'll get to that in a sec.
Yep. Yeah, just do what we can.
Okay.
So
I'll go first. So I think this is a pretty harsh ban. Yes, I think it's a good ban, but it is a very aggressive ban. It effectively makes the deck a lot less playable. I guess you could say it brings it back to where it was before Engage was added. So I think it's a fair ban. Yeah, That's it. It's a fair ban. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
I could.
Alright,
go ahead.
So my thoughts on Engage. So, like you said, I see it as a fair ban. Because here's the thing: is so many people were using Engage as an engine for their decks. Because as soon as you got some spells in there, activate Engage, draw, boom. Basically there were a lot of people using that as an engine in their decks. So, and I kind of see this as making Sky Striker very less playable because of it. So yeah, overall, I'm with Lugiamasterbrony here.
Yeah, it's like what you guys said. It's a fair ban because by looking at it, you're playing one card to practically get 4.
Basically, you're playing 6
Like,
copies of like
yeah,
one card.
Exactly.
Because you can just easily, shuffle into your deck.
Exactly.
you can easily get that. You can easily use other Sky Striker cards to get engaged back and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's just constantly you're playing one card to get 4. I see it as a fair ban.
Exactly. So Jeff, what do you think of Engage being banned?
Yeah, I think it hurts the deck a lot, but at the same time, it's a fair and necessary. Because, like you said, you're playing like 6 copies of the same card, so
Right.
it kind of hurts the consistency of the deck a lot.
Yeah, it really does. So now we're gonna move on to Brilliant Fusion. Alright. Brilliant Fusion. This is a card that's banned now. I do not think this card should have been banned. I do not think it was ban worthy. I truly do not. I think that Konami was just being extremely aggressive, and they're just randomly picking cards to ban when they banned Brilliant Fusion. Nobody was really playing it. I mean, sure, there were a couple like OTK, FTK decks that were playing it, but even then, those decks weren't that successful, and I think with the new format, Brilliant Fusion still wouldn't be played as much. It's at 1, it's hard to get to, it's best to not even play it at all. It's just a dumb ban. But what are your guys' thoughts?
So
I can see it, like, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, I can see it being a horrible ban. But, like, because you're activating this card to get a Gem Knight Fusion to put it at 0/0. And then you have to, in order to get its attack back up to its original, you have to have a spell card in your hand to activate it. To activate the second effect. It's not really like, if you look at it, it can't be consistent, but it can't. It also can't, because you have to have it. Like, we have to have multiple spells in your hand to activate the second effect by it. And plus, you can only activate it once per turn. So I agree with Dylan on this. It's a horrible.
So, all right. So real quick, I want to go ahead and mention about what Thunder just said. So, right. So with what you said, it can be consistent, but it can also can't be. So I see where you're coming from. In a way, it's like saying it's like a double-edged sword.
Like, what I'm also trying to say is, like, it depends on how many copies you run in the deck. Like, say only one per, like, so say you run like only 1 copy, then it won't be consistent.
Right.
Because you'd want to run like multiple copies of Brilliant Fusion in order to get its full capacity.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing, though, is like Lugiamasterbrony said, is there really wasn't any point in banning it because not many people were playing it at all. And besides, even if people did run it, they wouldn't try and get to his normal attack. They would use it for the extra normal.
No.
They would use it for the extra normal.
They'd use it for the extra normal just to place it in defense because they wouldn't want to risk losing any life.
Exactly. So I agree. I did not see the point in this ban. I didn't see the point. All right, Jeff, your turn.
Yeah, I honestly don't see the point either. 'Cause like you guys, like Dylan said, no one really plays it that much anymore at all, hardly. I honestly don't see what. I just wonder what Konami was thinking on the reasons why they banned that card. Like, I don't know what. I just don't know what they were thinking. I wish I knew what they were thinking. Like, why this has to be a ban for this.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think they were thinking at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Konami we're talking about.
True. Now, if you guys don't mind, I want to talk about this card because I think it affects a lot of people using Thunder Dragons. How do you guys feel about Thunder Dragon Colossus getting banned?
Okay,
So,
Thunder Dragon
so real
Colossus did not need to be banned. They could have just put it to 1 and everything would have been fine.
I mean, if you look at it, a lot of people even played it at 1.
Yeah, that's
Not
what
a lot of people played it at 3.
Yes, the people who played it at
thing is-
3, did it just because they could.
Thing is that with Thunder Dragon Colossus, I didn't see it getting. I didn't see it getting banned. I saw it as more like of a limit than a ban. Because I see where they're going with that though. Because in the new format, getting 3 Thunder Dragon Colossus out would have been no problem.
But still, I mean, it's like Dylan said, at least put it at 1.
Exactly. Exactly.
It doesn't seem like a necessary, like, oh, you have to ban it.
Right. You're right. Exactly. That's why I saw it. That's why I also kind of see it as a 1-up instead of just a straight up ban.
And I think
Yeah.
the way that they're doing this ban list so far just seems like they're trying to kill everything.
They're attacking mainly all the metas,
Yeah.
practically.
I think what they were trying to do is like balance the meta. I think that's what they were trying to do.
That's a joke.
I don't think they did a good job at balancing the meta.
Exactly. I didn't think so either. All right, Jeff, what about you? What do you think about Colossus?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been just. I think you just put it at 1 would have been completely fine. Like with the April 1st, people would have been like bringing out pretty easily with like little effort, and I don't think it was really needed to ban it that bad. I could have just went to.
Right.
Yeah. So next we're going to be talking about IB the World Chalice Miko or Miko. So this card, I think Konami was trying to play it safe when they banned it. Honestly, again, just like Brilliant Fusion, I don't see the point of them banning it. I guess they're trying to be careful of like potential OTKs or FTKs, but I think this card being banned wasn't necessary.
So, all right. So with Ib, that the World Chalice, Justice CR, whatever. I'll just call it Ib. So thing is with Ib, so it was your World Legacy Chalice Continuous Spell Searcher, which was so thing is that she would help unlock the Guard Dragon plays. Because what you do, that you summon Oviraptor, and you send what's his name to grave, banish special Fanbo Guard, Synchro, Ib, effect, search for it, activate, special guard, Link Chu, freaking perfect special, the little guard dragon dude. Away, LP, banish, special guard, Pisty. So like she really like thing is she helped get the guard dragon plays. So I understand that people didn't really use guard dragons, but guard dragons were still out there.
Yeah, but
we didn't see.
The thing is that, yes, while it was being used in the guard dragons, Agripane's already banned, and they've kind of been hitting them hard, and that's why I just do not think that this card needed to be banned itself. I think it could have been okay at 1, and that would be that.
Like that's the thing, though. That's the thing. Like, people really only used 1. Because there was really no need for more than 1. So, Thunder, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, yeah, I can see where Dylan's coming from. Like, it didn't needed to be banned, but like, in a lot of guard dragon decks I saw, nobody really played Miko. No one really played her at all. She was like, she's good, but she like no one would like. It wouldn't be like a necessary must play card. Because you would have better combos than Ib.
Fair enough. All right, Jeff. What about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you guys. She's good, but I don't think she's that good in order for her to get banned. I just don't think. I think trying to, like Dylan said, they're trying to play it safe with some of these cards that really don't need to get. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Okay, no, I see where you're going with this.
I think what they're trying to do with this one is do a preemptive ban or something like that.
Yeah.
But this next card, I think, deserved to be banned, which is Tempest Magician. Because this one is definitely an OTK enabler. I think this card had to go. There's not much I really want to talk about this card. It's just an OTK enabler. This one had to go. I think a lot of other people would say the same thing. Tempest Magician needs to go. I think people before said Tempest Magician needs to go. But what are your thoughts?
I totally agree with you, Dylan. Cause like, so say you have like 10 spell counters on Tempest, okay, and then you let all of those. That's an instant. That's an instant 5,000 damage right there. That like you could hardly find a way around.
Yeah.
Unless you had the right play. So yeah, I agree with Dylan 100%.
Yeah, so my thoughts on it is that, so thing is, I didn't really run into it, but I do know what you guys are saying, because I have ran into it a couple times. Very few, actually. And I do agree, it had to go. Like Lugia said, it was an OTK enabler. And that was a problem. So overall, yeah, I agree with Thunder and Lugia. So Jeff, what about you?
Yeah, also agree. I mean, obviously, I agree. I mean, it's just a FTK, OTK enable, and I mean, unless you have set up to counter it, it's really other than that, it's just really hard. And those are my thoughts on it. I mean, it was really needed to go. It was overstaying as well.
All right. Next, we're going to be talking about Outer Entity Azathoth. Okay, this
card's
card.
Be hard to pronounce.
Okay, this card. I talked about this before with other people, saying that this card needed to be banned. But I also talked about how the rank up should be banned because playing Azathoth on your opponent's turn. Are you kidding me? But this, even though that was banned, even though that rank up was still banned, it got banned. Azathoth was still really, really good, and I got to the point where Azathoth needs to go. It just needs to go. You're basically saying your opponent cannot play. Sure, they can do spells and traps, but they can't, use monster effects. So, Azathoth is a good ban.
I can see where you're saying it is a good band with its effect, like with its first effect. But if you want to get the full extent of the effect, that's hard to pull off.
Yeah.
With having at least one fusion, one synchro, and one exe on the card, that's gonna be hard. That's hard to pull off. Now,
But
if
it's
it was
much easier
now,
with
if this
the
card
rank
had,
up.
Yeah, but if this card had came out, when did this card come out?
I don't remember.
Did it come out before or did it come out before or after Links? Probably before.
After.
Or
Yeah,
after?
Yeah.
I think
I was gonna say if they wanted to make it the full extent and make it hard to get, put links in that. Make it 4 exe materials instead of 3. To where you'd have to get 1 link, 1 fusion, 1 synchro, and 1 exe on this card.
The point is, though, is that you could easily do that. You can just bypass that by using the Phantom Knight's rank up magic launch, which we'll talk about in a bit. So you'd play that, choose a Dark Xyz monster you have on your field, then immediately go into Azathoth on your opponent's turn, and then they couldn't play. But even though the rank up got banned,
people still play that.
Azathoth was still really, really good. So this card really had to go. But I do see where you're coming from.
But yeah, I do agree. I also see where Thunder is coming from, and I do agree with Yugioh that he was still really, really good, and Rank Up Magic Launch needed to go at first, but seeing how that didn't really do anything against Azathoth, I mean, I do admit like he was slightly more difficult to bring out at first until people found out a way to get him out easily again. Then that's when you just think, you know what, it just needs to go in general. So
and nobody really used it. If this Xyz has 3 materials, 1 fusion, 1 synchro, and Xyz monster, nobody really used that effect. They just used your opponent cannot activate monster
they would
effects
use
for
the
the rest of
first
this
one.
turn.
Yeah. Nobody used that. Nobody used that one. But everybody used.
I mean, like you can easily get around it with like, say, a judgment or a strike.
Yeah, true.
That is true. But the thing is, you're not guaranteed to have that set on its stomach.
No, you're not.
So,
like with all the cards that we're talking about, you're like not guaranteed to have the card you needed set before your opponent activates the effect.
Exactly.
So I can see why some of the cards are getting banned. But like all the cards that we talked about so far, like my thing, my screen lagged out, so I couldn't see the cards I had. Oof. But like Brilliant Fusion,
Colossus, IB.
yeah, Colossus. I mean, with a lot of those cards, like you needed to get like a strike or a judgment or a warning or whatever out beforehand in order to. But it's like you're not expected to have those cards, and sometimes those effects aren't even like that useful.
Right. So, Jeff, what do you say?
Yeah, I think it's just it had to go, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it takes like 3 monsters to, but it's like you guys said, it's just easily bypassable by just using the rank up, and it just, yeah, it was way too good. It just needed to be banned, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it.
Alright, we have 2 more banned cards, and then we're going to move on to the limits. So next we're going to be talking about Salamangreat's Mirage Stelio. Okay, this card I do not think needed to be banned. Again, this is Konami hitting things hard because they want to have a new format. They're tired of all these decks. But Mirage Stelio, I do not think needed to be banned. Maybe put to 1 or something like that. Make it, less playable, even though people really only played it at 1. So, I guess it makes the deck harder to play, but people are just going to use Salamangreats as an engine. It's called Luna Light Salamangreats, I think. But again, your thoughts?
So, I mean, thing is, I didn't really see it as a ban either. I saw it as a move to 1. The thing is it was a detached 1 and special 1. Which helped for more link plays. So, I mean, I don't really have much to say about Mirage Stelio. All I can really say is that I saw it as being put to 1 because of the free special, basically. So, Thunder?
I can see where you're coming from, Ian, 100%. But if you read its effect, once you also do the special summon one, you can't activate monster effects for the rest of the turn except for fire monsters. That's every single Salamangreat's effect you can use still.
True.
Right.
Like Spinny, which is kind of the combo that is used.
Yeah, I can see why. I can see why Konami I can kind of see why they did ban it with the with that effect, because it completely locks your opponent from using monster effects again. Like what was that one other card that we just talked about?
Azathoth.
Yeah, complete. It's kind of like that one. Like I can see where they banned it with that effect and completely locking down your opponent's monsters. But it's like also like I said, you can get around it easy with like strikes and judgments. But you like you guys said, the odds of having those cards out are really slim. So I can kind of see where they did do that, and then. But I completely agree with you guys. I could see it going to 100% rather than being banned.
Alright, Jeff, your turn.
I think he might be doing something.
Well, I guess
we can move on to.
I guess we'll
We
just
can
move on to
then.
the next one. And Jeff can do whatever, talk about whatever card we get to whenever he comes back. So we're going to be talking about Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Again, this is another one that really shouldn't have been banned. It was fine at 1. It's a card that Pendulums really need, but Pendulums are already pretty good without Electromite, so this card just, I guess, made Pendulums easier to play. I mean, granted, Pendulums were topping, but still, Electromite was fine at 1. Didn't need to be banned.
Alright, so as a fellow Pendulum player, Allied player, as a matter of fact, so
Are we on the semi-limited?
No, this is a
No,
On the
ban.
limited?
we're still on the ban. This is the last ban card. So the thing is that I didn't really see Electromite being banned either, to be entirely honest. Because the thing is, even with Electromite, Pendulums weren't getting many tops. They really weren't. Because of everything else that was currently in the meta. I mean, of course, Pendulums could get multiple negates down one turn if they had the right hand. But overall, I didn't see Electromite getting the ban because I really didn't. So, Thunder, what about you?
Let me look up this card real quick because I don't know nothing about it.
Alright, so basically,
I just looked it up. I just pulled it up real quick.
Oh, yeesh.
Basically, what it does is you add
Yeah,
one Pendulum
it's
monster.
basic. You add one, and then once you target another card your opponent controls, you can bring back another one.
Yeah.
I can see. I can see how it being banned because you're practically paying 1 for you're paying 0 for none. Or 0 for 2. I mean, God, I can't talk. Actually 0 for 3 if you look at it, because that card leaves your Pendulum Zone. You're getting a third card in advanced.
True.
So basically, the thing I would do is with Electromite, I would send Chronograph to extra deck, destroy a card in my Pendulum Zone, add Chronographs, and activate Chronograph's effect to special himself and special one more from hand. Seeing how that's part of the effect. So technically, you are getting 2 free special summons out of that without, if you have the right hand, without using your Pendulum Summon.
All right, I think that'll. I think. Any last thoughts on Heavy Metal Foes Electromite, or do you guys want to move on to the limited cards?
Limited cards, Danger Nessie.
No, we're starting
Ian,
off
we
with.
know what you got us.
We're starting off with True King Satyam the Disaster. This is a card that was used in Dino decks back in the day, so they're kind of, giving Dino some love here by bringing this card back to 1. I guess I can kind of see it coming back to 1 with everything else, being unbanned and whatnot. I can see this card coming back to 1, but it's still a really good card. I feel like this should have been limited a little bit later. Not right now. But what are your guys' thoughts on it?
To be honest, I didn't really see it getting unbanned yet. I only see it going to 1 right now. But, like, let's see, how do I put this? Like, I think it could have waited till the next ban list, to be honest, in my opinion. So, but basically, overall, I didn't see it getting off the ban list right now. I personally think it could have waited. Because thing is, like, you think you need to destroy 2 monsters, but as long as one of them is an Earth, and that's your free special. And if both were destroyed, if both cards that were destroyed were Earth, which if you're using dinos, which that's what you're gonna be using this in, but more than likely, that you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish up to 3 monsters from it with all different names. So, and if it's destroyed, you get a free special out of it. So I didn't see the point in a ban right now.
Was it banned before, or was it?
It was banned.
No,
It was banned.
It's just It just got limited.
In my opinion, I don't think it should have came off of it, because if you look at it, and it's like Ian said, you can banish up to 3 cards from your opponent's extra deck, but they get to pick the cards. So like they can easily pick cards that you like say you got 3
no,
boss
you pick
monsters
them
and
up.
they're all.
You get to pick. Your
There's
opponent
only
doesn't
3
pick.
different.
Basically, you look at your opponent's extra deck, and you can banish up to 3 monsters from it with different names.
But still, you're still losing 3 cards from your action.
Yeah. Either way, you're still going to be losing 3 cards from your extra deck.
So
it's just that your opponent doesn't get to pick, but you do.
So and again, in the end, but if it's destroyed, you get another free special out of it. So anything else you have to say about this, Tyler?
All right, moving on
We
to
move on.
Pot of Avarice. So this is a card that has been banned for years upon years. Personally, if you were to ask me if this were to be unbanned, I would have said no. But again, I could see why it's getting unbanned. You know, test the waters a little bit. I guess it could be unbanned right now, but I think it's at 3 in the OCG, but it's going to be at 1 here in the TCG. But the only problem with this is that it's probably going to be used in OTK decks or something. So this one is going to be one of those cards where I think it can be unbanned to 1, but I think it should have also stayed banned. What are your thoughts?
You want to go first, or should I?
What card are we on?
Pot of Avarice.
Ooh, we're on the pot cards. You can go.
So the news with Pot of Avarice is that I understand you shuffle 5 monsters in your graveyard back into the deck. So thing is, you shuffle 5, draw 2. So thing is, that can help decks with resources, because say the resources are engraved, right? And say they need those resources in their main deck to be able to continue their combo. So like they got it back. Like it seemed like okay, part of Avarice. I shuffle my 5 back. Like there's a possibility of you getting those cards back. Because the thing is, it doesn't specify like what I mean by that is it just says 5 monsters. So like it can be 3 of the same thing and 2 of the same thing. So I think it could have came back with an errata saying that target 5 monsters in your graveyard with different names.
So basically,
deck and draw 2.
So basically a reprint.
Basically, that's what I could have seen them do.
I could have seen that, like them reprint the card and said target 5 monster with different names, because it's like you said, if you get the 3 monsters in your graveyard with the same card, like the same card, and 2 with the same, like take Cyber Dragons for instance. I mean, like no one would play this card in Cyber Dragons, obviously. But like take that for instance, you can easily target 3 Cyber Dragons in your grave and 2 other cards like Proto Cyber Dragon, I think. Or no, Cyber Dragon Core. You easily target cards like those and then get them in your deck. But like the odds of getting that card are like slim to none, depending on however many cards are in your deck at that time.
Right. So I guess that's everyone's thoughts on Avarice.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to Dino Wrestler Pankratops. This is another dumb limit. This is another card, because now they're just attacking side deck cards. And Dino Wrestler Pankratops really did not need to be limited at all. Yeah, it can be used in Dinos, it can be used in any deck, but it was definitely not limit worthy at all.
I could see them like you said, not limit worthy. I couldn't see them bringing it down to 1. I could have seen them maybe doing it to 2, not 1.
So here's the thing about Pankratops though, is Pankratops is basically like what you do sometimes is you attack with Pankratops, that go main phase 2, activate its effect. That like you're getting rid of 2 cards right there. And I think that might be one of the reasons why people wanted to see it hit, was because
nobody really thought Pankratops was going to get hit. Nobody expected this card to get hit. Nobody was really calling for this card to get hit.
Fair enough. But still, it was basically it was a 2-card destroy. You got rid of a monster and one of something else. So, but I do see where you're coming from. I didn't see it getting dropped to 1. I see it getting dropped to 2, but not.
I think like dropping it 2 would have been like a good, perfect kind of balance. But like I think dropping it to 1 just like completely wrecked it.
Yeah.
I mean, there might still be some people that will play it, but
yeah, there still might be people that'll play it, but the odds of seeing people play it would be
the odds are low.
Yeah.
Alright, next we're going to be talking about Servant of Enderion. This one, I can kind of see getting hit to 1 a lot more than Electromite being banned. But what are you guys' thoughts on this one?
Alright. So, Servant of Enderion. So, here's the thing. So, Servant of Enderion, basically, like, I'm pretty sure as we all know, 3 counters, special Magister. pretty easy play. But here's the thing. So, like, there's another card in the Enderions that's still somewhat like Servant. So you're basically running two servants.
Yeah.
So you're not really hurting Enderions if you're giving them two servants. So I didn't really see the point in hitting servant. So what I think I could have done is I forget the name of the other one. So I think they could have dropped that one to 1 and servant. I think they could have dropped both to 1.
Yeah, that kills the deck.
I mean, true. That is true. But here's the thing: is that look at most pendulum decks from before Master Rule 5 came out. No, not Master Rule 5. What? Before Master Rule 4 came out. Actually, no, this was still going on even in Master Rule 4. So with like Astrograph Sorcerer, but with that card being hit, that killed some of the pendulum decks. So that really won't be anything new.
So is that everybody's thoughts on this card, or is there more?
I really don't have an opinion on the card.
Okay.
I mean, it's just what I personally think. So.
Okay, next we're going to talk about Card of Demise, another draw card. Okay, I think we may all have differing opinions on this one for sure. Personally, what do I have to say? I could see this card going to 2, but not 1. I mean, you can only activate one of these per turn, and sure, if it gets negated, you can go ahead and play another one in your hand if you have another one, but this one just didn't need to be hit to 1. I do not think so. Maybe to 2, or maybe kept at 3, but not hit to 1.
So, thing is, the Card of Demise, I do agree. I see it getting dropped to 2 instead of 1. I do see that. I really do. But here's the thing: is that the reason I agree is that after you activate it, after the activation, give me 1 second. I gotta make sure I remember this correct.
Okay, I can see where Dylan's coming from 100%, but I can see it being dropped. It should have been dropped to like 2, not 1.
So all right. So yeah, that thing is that after you activate it at the end of the turn, so first things first. 1, you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. You can't special for the rest of the turn. It doesn't matter. And like I said already, you have to discard your whole hand to the grave. So you have to make those 3 cards count.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree. It should have been dropped to 2 instead of 1.
So, I guess that's everybody's thoughts since Jeff isn't here. We're going to move on to Dragonic Diagram. Okay, so this one, in order for Lithium to come back to 1, Dragonic Diagram had to go to 1. I don't think there was any other choice. It's either this stays at 3 and Lithium stays banned, or Lithium comes to 1 and this goes to 1. There's no way around it. But what are your thoughts?
I agree. I don't have much to say, but I agree.
Thunder?
Yeah, it's like Ian said, I really don't have much to say on this card.
Alright, I guess we're all gonna just agree with me then, I guess, because since you guys really
Pretty
don't
much,
have
since
much.
I don't know anything about it.
Remember when True King Dinos were a thing, and Dragonic
Yeah.
Diagram was at 3, and so was Lithium? That's what these were used for. This was, as well as the one card that helps you bring out Lithium. It was messy, but we're gonna move on to Into the Void. Yet another draw card. This one, it's like an upstart goblin, but you have to have 3 or more cards in your hand. And during the end phase,
And at
just
the
like
end
Card of
phase.
Demise, you have to send your entire hand to the grave. So this is another weird limit that they did. This one, I feel like it either has to be at 1 or be at 3. Because I don't see it being ban worthy.
I can see why they put it at 1. Because if you look at it, if you put it at 3, you can just keep activating the card demise effect over and over again, because it's not a once per turn effect.
True.
And plus, if you look at it, by your end phase, you're gonna run out of cards in your hand. Because you'd be pulling off combos left and right to get rid of your cards. So I mean, by the end phase, you would have no cards to get rid of. I mean, but I can see why they put it at 1, because you could practically just spam it to draw another card. But
right. Yeah. Overall, it was basically like an upstart goblin, except you discard your whole hand at the end phase. But overall, Thunder pretty much said everything I was gonna say.
Alright then, we're gonna move on to Secas Light. Okay, why was this even put to 1? It wasn't even necessary. This one didn't need to be hit. I mean, come on. If you play Secas Light, you can't play any other spells except for Secas Light. That's it. Yes, it's a pot of greed, right? But first off, you have to have no spells and traps in your grave. And then for the rest of the duel, you can't activate any other spells and traps except for Secas Light. And yeah, Burning Abyss was using it. But again, Secas Light was not ban or limit worthy at all. It's completely dead. Nobody's going to play it now, considering that the only reason why you want to play it is it's a free pot of greed, technically. And it was at 3, but now since it's at 1, you can't even really play it.
I mean, but here's the thing, yeah, it's a free pot of greed, kind of, but if you have, so say you have this in a deck, that you have to rely on spell cards and spell and traps, you're completely screwed if you activate it, because you can't do anything.
Well, that's the thing. You only play this in Monster Mash decks. So basically, decks that only use monsters, and just use this for a free draw too, like Burning Abyss.
The thing is, really the two decks that actually used it were one, like you said, Burning Abyss, and two, Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragon actually did play Secas Light.
Huh.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Some builds of Thunder Dragon actually did play Secas Light.
And those decks are just as good without Secas Light.
Right. Like that's why overall I didn't really see them actually playing Secas Light in the first place, seeing how they were fine already. But overall, I do agree. Secas Light, once you activate it, activate any other spell besides Secas Light. So I don't see the point in even touching it.
Yeah. So next we're going to move on to Red Reboot.
Alright.
Well,
So
back row decks are gonna love this card being at 1 because a lot less people are gonna side deck it, and it's really not even side deck worthy anymore because it's at 1. I don't see anybody really gonna play it except maybe like a few people, you know, trying to play it anyways, even though it's at 1. It's definitely not play worthy anymore. It's still a really good card, but it's at 1 now, so the incentive to play it is going to be less, and I think it was kind of a dumb limit, but I think it was also kind of a good limit, so...
So, before I say anything, Tyler, what do you got to say?
Oh,
What do you guys think?
I can see why it'd be a lot of help to back row cards, because like it locks your opponent's ability to do traps. Like the only way this deck would be good is Sky Strikers practically.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, no,
Fair
but
enough.
Sky Strikers are mainly spells. Like there's like hardly like what? There's like what? No traps for Sky Strikers?
There's no traps.
Yeah, there's no traps for Sky Strikers. So I mean, like, so say you have this card up against the Sky Striker deck, it's useless.
Yeah.
But now that Engage is banned, I can see Sky Strikers going down a little. Not a lot, just a little.
But do you guys think it was worthy of being put to 1?
So real quick, before I answer that, so the thing is, what I think of Red Reboot, so you said back row decks are gonna love this being at 1. Like, but here's the thing: is like with how the ban list looked, is like back row main decks are good. Like I see them dominating the meta. But I can see them making a rise into the meta. So but do I think it could have been dropped to 1? Me personally, seeing how to pay half your life points to activate it from your hand, I don't really see it getting dropped. I didn't really see it getting dropped to 1 in my opinion.
Okay,
I could see it going to 2, but not 1.
I think it's one
Like,
of
if
those
they won-
cards where it's either at 1 or it's at 3. 2 isn't gonna do anything to it, really. And putting it to 1 is really the most effective way to just kind of end it. But
Fair enough.
And now we're gonna talk about Danger Nessie, the only danger monster that is limited to 1 so far.
Alright, I'm gonna be completely honest on this one. Ian, take it.
Alright, so Danger Nessie. Alright, so here's the thing. So you activate Nessie's effect. Say they pitch the Nessie. Okay? Say they hit the Nessie. Oh, guess what? You get to search for another danger. So basically it doesn't matter if you hit the Nessie or not. They're getting another danger. They're gonna get to do it again anyway. So it's like it didn't really matter. Because you're getting 2 dangers in a row. Because say if Nessie's the only danger that they have in their hand. Say you're playing a multitude of the dangers. And Nessie's the only one in your hand right now. You activate Nessie's effect. They hit the Nessie. Push to the grave. Nessie's effect activate. You get to search for another danger. It's just that. So I think. So I understand why. So in my opinion, I understand why it was dropped to 1. I see why.
Was its first effect. Like with the first part of that effect, if that card, like if they discarded the card and it wasn't Nessie, you can. It's an easy that's an easy 7 special right there, level 7 special.
I mean, pretty much. All the dangers do that. So
all of them are upstart goblins on legs.
Or practically,
fins,
yeah.
Whatever.
No, not practically. They are. What do you mean? So
yeah, this one is a. I don't know. Out of all the dangers, I guess you could say that Nessie should be the one to get limited, but I think it was fine at 2. But
right,
what are your thoughts, Thunder?
I mean, Ian practically said it all right there.
Yeah, so I
What's
guess.
more to say?
Yeah, true. I guess we're gonna move on to the semi-limits, and at least this is gonna be more merciful because there's only 3. So we're gonna start off with Deep Sea Diva. Alright, let's face it, this one's getting semi-limited because Deep Sea Diva is getting its own official archetype, and that is why this one is coming back to 2. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for now. Because it's getting its own archetype. So, I'm fine with this. What are your guys' thoughts?
I don't see anything. I don't see anything wrong with them limiting, putting it at 2.
I'm fine with it.
Alright, that was quick.
Oh, it's Deep Sea Diva, really. Alright, let's talk about this.
Tour guide from the
underworld.
Oh, hello, Burning Biscuit.
Burning
Oh,
Abyss.
man.
Hello.
You limit the Secas and put tour guide to 2. Again, I'm kind of fine with this one, but I think it was fine at 1.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people worked around it.
True.
Like, a lot of people worked around the fact that it being at 1. A lot of people found more ways for it to be effective.
I mean, main thing is tour guide was pretty much a free Dante anyway.
True.
But so it's understandable. I find it understandable, but that they move it to 2. I find it understandable.
All right, mind control, boys. I'm gonna take over your mind, boys.
This is a dumb semi-limit, in my opinion.
I mean, it is semi-limit, dude.
Yeah, it's a dumb semi-limit. This is a card where you either put it to 1 or keep it at 3. But semi-limiting it? That's hardly gonna do anything to the card.
So, like,
I mean, if you look at it, I like if it was at 3. Here's the thing: it doesn't say like it was kind of like card of demise or not demise, into the void, where you could just spam the effect, and like say your opponent had an overpowered monster that they couldn't get over, you could just use it, take control of that monster, and sit pretty the rest of the duel until they deck out.
I mean, thing is, you don't have control of it till the end.
Unless they had a. Oh well, yeah. I mean, but like I said, you could just spam it still.
True. And
Like,
here's the thing. Like, the thing
until
is,
they get rid of it. Like, it's just a spam card.
But here's the thing, though, is when you activate it, that you can just use it on. When you steal the opponent's monster, you just use it for your own personal game.
Yeah.
You can use it for link plays or.
Yeah, but I still think that putting it to 2 does nothing.
I mean that makes. But I agree. I think it's 1 or 3, not a 2. I don't see it as a 2.
Alright, time to talk about the unlimited cards.
We're starting things off with Morphing Jar number 2, but the original Morphing Jar gets to stay at 1. Okay. First things first, I'd like to say hello, Empty Jar decks. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe
up,
this will
dog?
be a thing again, because people have been jokingly saying, is Empty Jar gonna be a thing again? Maybe it will, who knows? But putting it to 3 right off the bat, whereas Morphing Jar is at 1, I feel like that's a really dumb decision. I mean, nobody was really playing Flip Effect monsters, except for Subterrors. That's a Flip Effect monster deck. But Morphing Jar number 2 coming back to 3 right off the bat, maybe going back to 1 or 2,
If anything,
unlimited?
I would have liked. If anything, this is just me. I would have rather, instead of it coming completely off the ban list right off the get-go, I would have rather seen it at like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Not just take it off the ban list. That, in my
Right.
opinion, was just a dumb move on Konami's part.
It's gonna be funny seeing it, though.
Oh yeah,
It's definitely one of my favorite
seeing
cards.
it now.
Hello, Empty Jar. What are your thoughts,
Alright.
Dragon?
So, I'm with Tyler. I didn't really see. I didn't see them taking it to 3. I see them moving into 1 or 2. But me personally, I saw them moving it more to 1 than just 2. I don't think that was a good idea moving it to.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, I would have rather have them like tease it.
Yeah.
Not just be like, oh yeah, here's Morphing Jar number 2. Go wild.
Next ban list, we're gonna get Fiber Jar. Guaranteed. I'm joking.
Watch
That card
Morphing
needs
Jar
to
come
stay
off the
banned.
ban list right away.
Hello, Empty Jar.
Alright, now here's
oh god.
Now here's a card that I personally want to talk about.
Tribe Infecting
And
Virus?
this would affect what? Tribe Infecting? Yes, 100%. I want to talk about this card. Like, the only deck like I can see it being good against is like, it's good against every deck. Cause say Ian plays it, I'm over here running Dark Magicians, target spellcasters, I'm screwed. That's all I have is spellcasters. And then say Blue Eyes. Oh, there goes all your dragon monsters. See, that's your entire deck.
Here's my thoughts. Why didn't
I
this
don't know.
card come off any sooner? This one has been talked about. Should have been unbanned.
Oh, it's been talked about for a while
ago. This one should have been unbanned ages ago. But it's just now coming back.
But yeah. Thing is, I don't know why they waited so long to unban it. Because thing is, at this point, it's not really much of a. It's really not. Because it's an easy negate.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna move on to the Phantom Knights rank up magic launch, which we kind of talked about earlier. This
We
one
discussed earlier. It was either.
It was on Azathoth.
Yeah. This one, the only reason why it's probably back is because Azathoth is gone. So I think this is okay to come back at 3. I do not think anybody's really gonna play it.
I feel like next Banlist they ban rank up magic launch again and then just take off Azathoth. It's just gonna be a constant flip around.
I don't think so. Because
But
the only reason why you played
be.
this was to get out Azathoth. And with Azathoth gone, well, you're only playing it for certain cards.
But the thing is, I don't see people playing Rank of Magic Launch, seeing how Azathoth's gone. I really don't. Because the thing is, there would be no point. Because Azathoth was the best one to bring out with Magic Launch.
Alright, I guess that's all our thoughts on rank up. We're gonna move on to Lady Debug. Nobody's gonna play Lady Debug, except for a select few decks. This was only being really used in Solomon Greats, and yeah, it's gonna boost them a bit. It's gonna boost their consistency a little bit. But again, nobody's really gonna play Lady Debug.
Sorry to interrupt, but didn't people play this in Solomon Greats?
That's what I just said.
Well, no, your mic cut out for me. That's why I didn't hear you.
Oh yeah, they were played in Solomon Greats. So with Mirage Stelio gone, nobody's gonna play Lady Debug. So it's fine at 3.
Yeah. I completely agree.
I think it's fine.
Alright.
Now let's talk about Dark Armed Dragon.
No, we're gonna be talking about Book of Moon next.
Oh god.
Book of Moon, this is an interesting unlimit. I think this is gonna see some experimental play. I really do think so. And I'm excited to kind of see what people are gonna do with Book of Moon. Maybe it'll be played, maybe it won't. But do I think it should have been? Do I think it should have been unbanned? I guess it's kind of its time to come off the ban list, but I'd rather see it put to 2 first.
But
it's fine at 3.
I agree. I would prefer to see it at 2 first or 3. Because the thing is, like, I don't really see many decks playing it at all. I don't see many decks playing it at all. So, because the thing is, like, in the end, they're because the thing is, they kind of really want to be really in point and using it, except the set stuff, obviously, for like basically, if you could use it for flip decks, I guess Subterra, but I don't think Subterra would use it.
What are your thoughts, Thunder?
For Book of Moon?
Yeah.
It's like Ian said, I think it should have went to 2, if anything. I don't see it coming to 3. Oh, I didn't. If anything, I saw it go into like 2, if anything.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna move on to Solemn Warning. This is another weird one. It's another card that was brought from 1 to 3. I don't really have much to say about this one.
I don't.
I have to
either,
say
to be
counter
honest.
fairies are back.
Yeah.
I don't really have much to say either, to be honest.
I guess it's fine at 3.
I guess.
Your thoughts, Thunder?
I can't think of anything at the moment. But if I do, I'll come back to that card.
Alright. We're moving on to Soul Drain.
Alright, so I guess that's it for Solemn Warning.
Yeah, we're going
Yeah.
with Soul Drain.
Activate by paying 1,000 life points. Monsters that are banished as well as monsters in the grave cannot activate their effect. Well,
That started a
hello
chain.
to another Necro Valley.
That started chain. Anyway.
Yeah, but like, you get what I mean, though. Have
Yeah.
fun to Necro Valley. So hello,
I
Necro
find this one to be another put to 3 weirdness. It's weird. I feel like put this one to 2 first, see what people do with it. But don't just put it to 3 right away. I mean, come on.
But honestly, I think the same thing. Don't just push straight to 3. But like, thing is, if it's at 1, put it at 2 to test the waters. Then put it to 3. Because if it's at 2, if it's not really causing any, like if people are playing it at 2, if it's not really causing any problems, then you can move it to 3.
Mm-hmm. Your thoughts?
That's how I see it.
Your thoughts, Thunder?
For Soul Drain, I already said what I said.
Oh yeah. Alright. We're gonna move on to Dark Arm Dragon. I have to say, finally! It's back at 3! Nobody's gonna play it. Can we all
Hello,
agree on that?
Hello, Dad?
Hello, Teledads? No, but seriously, I don't think anybody's gonna play this card. Nobody was playing it at 2. Nobody was playing it at 1.
Alright.
It's fine at 3.
I agree.
I agree. Also, I'm fine with it being at 3 because people aren't really playing it.
So are we all in agreement for this one?
Yep.
Alright. Moving on to Performage Damage Juggler. This is a weird one. Not really weird, but I don't really know much about this one. I kind of know what it was used for, and it's why it was put to 1, but now they're bringing it back to 3. I don't really have much to say on this one. I know most of these I've pretty much had a lot to say, but this one I don't have much to say. But what do you guys think?
I mean,
Oh no, give me a minute.
me personally, I think it could have stayed in the semi-limits. But personally, because in a way, it was somewhat of a hand trap. But seeing when a card or effect is activated that will inflict damage, you can discard, negate it, and destroy it. Also, during the battle phase, you can destroy this and reduce the next battle damage you take to 0. And you banish it from your grave, but to add a performage, protect your hand, except damage juggler. So
I'm like Dylan. I have nothing.
So So overall, me personally, I think it could have stayed in the semi-limits.
I thought it was limited.
No, it was semi-limited.
Well, it wasn't really doing much at 2 anyway, so... Yeah, it's a basic hand trap, but...
So...
It's at 3 now. Are people gonna play it? Maybe.
Nah. I can see very few people playing it.
I very doubted that people will actually play.
Well, I guess it's time to move on to the final card, unless if Jeff is back.
Jeff
No,
won't
he's
be back.
not.
He was having some stomach pain, so he got off for the night.
Okay. So, Sky Striker Ace Kagari. Well, Sky Strikers can have their Kagari back as long as Engage is gone, so that's a thing.
I mean, thing is, I don't really see the point in bringing Kagari back if Engage is.
Honestly, I think the only reason why this was put to 1 is because Engage was at 3. But now since Engage is gone, this card is free to come off the ban list.
I mean, thing is, that makes sense. It does. But thing is that like they can still add more spell. Like I know there will still be people out there trying to keep Sky Striker alive. There are people out there. I know you're out there.
He's like, I will find you.
but seriously, overall, I know there are people out there that are trying to keep Sky Striker alive. And basically, overall, I don't really see the point in just bringing it back to 3 if Engage is gone.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't see the point.
What do you mean? The only reason why it was put to 1 is because of Engage. So with Engage gone, Kagari just coming back to 3 makes complete sense.
No, I understand that, but still overall, I agree, I do understand that they can have their Kagari back because Engage is gone, but what are they really gonna do with 3 Kagari now?
I mean, there's a couple cards that they're probably going to spam, but...
True.
So, which decks do you guys think are going to be top meta before we go? And do you think this ban list was very aggressive or not really? And do you think it was a good ban list or bad ban list?
I think it was a mediocre ban list.
Same here. I think it was mediocre.
Because you have cards that needed to that a lot of people wanted banned, and then you got a lot of cards that are like, why ban? They were useless.
And thing is, there were some cards that were questionable that came off.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty okay ban list. It is very, very, very aggressive. And I feel like they somewhat use a random generator for some of these cards. Like, okay, we're going to pick this card, we're going to pick that card. But other than that, it's still a very aggressive ban list, in my opinion. It's just that with this new ban list, I have to say that Orcas is going to still be the top meta deck. As well as probably dinos and basically back row heavy decks like Altergeist.
Yeah, I can see dinos still being top meta.
What do you think? What do you think's gonna be top meta? Dragon?
I mean, seeing how Harper is banned and seeing how that's not enough, in my opinion, that hitting Harper isn't enough, I still kind of see Orcas probably still somewhat being the top deck. But overall, I think back row heavies, but if you want my 100% personal opinion, I think back row heavies might become
more viable, I guess.
Because like Altergeist, for example.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's just my personal opinion. Like, I might be wrong.
With that, we're gonna end it here. So, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Click that bell icon for notifications. Subscribe to everybody else's channels as well. You know, go check them out. I post stuff on my channel. I post rap battle reviews and whatnot on my main channel.
I post whatever I can do.
Whatever he can live stream, and then Dragon Master.
I rarely upload at all.
But
anything I post anymore is probably just going to be videos. Right now, I am currently in the work of a Minecraft video. I don't know if my viewers would want to see that, but I'm currently in the works of that. Trying to get some more clips. Trying to be a funny moment Minecraft vid. I'm trying to make more funny moment videos because I feel like when I'm with my friends on PlayStation, that's all we do.
yeah.
Is try and make funny moments. And
Fair
if I read down, like if I have Apex still, Rainbow Six, I'll post like matches of that every now and then. Or like Call of Duty, for instance, I'll just post game matches, whatever. It's hard for me to live stream right now, but once I get stuff figured out, I'll be back on the live stream grind.
Fair enough.
Also check out Jeff's channel. He does different things.
Yeah. Jeff mainly posts, since he's not here, I'll tell you what he mainly posts half the time. He mainly posts funny moments like I'm trying to do, and then like for fighters when Season Pass 3 comes out, I cannot wait. Ultra Instinct Goku is getting added. Oh, finally. That hints at Season Pass 3 practically. But in fighters, Jeff posts dramatic finishes, which I think is like the coolest part about fighters. From time to time, he'll post Xenoverse fights if we're on that. And if me and him ever play Yu-Gi-Oh! On PlayStation, we play that. I want to try and upload more Legacy of the Duelists when Link Evolution comes out for
PlayStation.
PlayStation. Yeah. About forgot the console I was on.
But
Right.
that'll do it. I'll see you later, people, in the next video. Hopefully it's gonna be somebody else uploading, not just me. But we'll leave
I'm gonna
that
try
to
and
fate.
upload more. What I'm trying to do is buy the new deck box or the new booster box that came out. Magician's
Alright.
Assault, I think is what it was called. I don't remember what it was called.
Alright, everyone. So I hope we look forward to the next video. So what I'm planning on doing for the next video is when Ignition Assault comes out, is I'm planning on buying a box of the set and making a recording of the pack opening. So
Hey,
so I
when
hope
you
look
when
forward.
if you if you
So I
do
hope
that,
you
sorry to interrupt. If you do that, let me know. Call me up. I'll be more than happy to do the video with you. I'm more than happy to collab. It's no big issue.
All right. So I hope you guys are really looking forward.
And if I can, I'm a pre-order or not pre-order. Wow, I need English. What I'm wanting to do for my next video is get the Magician's booster box. Magical Heroes, I think was what it was.
I think it was Legendary Duelist Magic.
Yeah, Magical Heroes. I'm wanting to buy that and then do an opening of that because the main deck I run now is Dark Magicians. And as if you guys know, if you guys are keeping up with the list, they are getting a lot of support, a lot of really good support that I know will get hit on that list. Like
I don't.
Souls, for instance, Magician Souls. That right there, 100% I think would get hit.
I think that's for another video, though. So
Yeah, that's for the
that'll
next,
be it, folks.
that's for the next ban list.
That's all,
That's it.
folks.
All right.
Peace
See you
out.
all later.
And what's up, Doc?